See the truth reflecting back in 1,000 different eyes.
Welcome to the Fathers Making Progress podcast, the podcast where we explore the power of fatherhood and its impacts on communities and families everywhere. Today, we are talking about stories of resilience. We're talking about comeback fathers. We have our comeback fathers of the year, our comeback fathers who've overcome some incredible challenges. You know, resilience is a deep topic for me, man, you know, because I tell you, you know, just I pride myself on being a pretty resilient person. You know, I done been through some things. You know, when I was 7 years old, you know, my brother was murdered. You know, he was killed. When I was, you know, a year later, my own father was killed, you know, and that's actually how I got here to Milwaukee. You know, I went through lots of resilience. You know, I became a teen dad. I became a dad young. You know, went through all the struggles of that, you know, became into statistics in more than one way, you know, so, and I was able to find my way past that, and life just kept kicking with challenges. Just because I made some decisions, it didn't stop stuff from happening. You know, I actually lost my son a few years back. So, hey, you know, I know all about resilience. I know all about getting kicked and getting back up. But I wanted to, you know, introduce some guests that we have here in the house. We got Mr., you know, Joe Whitaker, who is our 2026, you know, comeback father of the year. We have Mr. Ameen Allen, who was a multiple time comeback father of the year nominee, you know, but he's actually here, you know, as our community. He was our community dad of the year a couple times, and he has a dope and resilient story too. You know, before we get into that, I wanted to say that this episode is sponsored by Community Care, who is actually our 2026 you know, FMP Awards Partner of the Year. Oh yeah, the FMP Awards is coming up in June, so hey, get your tickets. Also, so it's like we're excited. We're excited to highlight the FMP Awards, and tickets are still available. So get your tickets now to the FMP Awards. Now I'm going to give us a chance to kind of just get into it. You know, this is our first segment. You know, we talk about who you be. So our guests here in the house, tell us about yourselves. Who we be? Who you be? Who wants to go first?
Oh, I can go first. Joseph Whitaker Jr. I'll make sure I say Jr. because that's putting the name respect on my dad.
Oh, already. Okay.
Already. Father of 4 biological boys, 3 bonus children, so a total of 7. Like I said, born and raised in Milwaukee. Experienced some challenges being a young dad, but with the help of God and people praying for me, still made it through. So
still made it through.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. And brother right here, who you be?
Brother Ameen.
Brother Ameen. Everybody know Brother Ameen.
That's right. I experienced in a long time. I got 5 kids now.
Okay.
And I decided to. I have 3 at first, and I decided to have 2 more.
So you got that stretch. The older kids, how old is the oldest one?
40 years old.
Ooh, got 40. How old is the youngest one?
12.
Yeah.
So it was a long time in between the time. But I had a stroke, so it gave me time to think.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stroke in 2007.
Yeah.
And having a stroke makes you really think about things. I had a brain stroke.
Yeah.
So my mind was not there.
Mm.
And it wasn't so much there as in when I first joined FMP.
Yeah.
I couldn't say Terron Edwards' name. I couldn't say his name it took me 3 years to really say his name right, you know, and it just bugged me to death because this guy was doing a good job and running his program, and I wanted to be a part of a program. I couldn't even be a part because
I thought you just like calling me "Hey you." It's all good.
Hey, but I started Marcus DeBack Park.
Oh yeah.
I took the kids there at first, and I went there a few times, and I after about 3 times of being there, I noticed that the kids, they didn't really know hopscotch anymore. They didn't know higher and higher and playing cans.
Those old school games.
Old school games. They didn't know nothing about it. It's like 26 games that we started.
Ooh.
and taught these kids. So they enjoyed me coming there all the time, teaching them all kinds of stuff.
They said this ain't PlayStation. What's this?
Right.
It was a Fortnite and it's something different. Yeah,
I was
exposing them to something different.
I was a karate instructor for 35 years of my life.
Right.
Before I had this stroke. So I still have all the ability of having being an instructor and all. So they inspire. I inspire the kids through that even.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, and I mean, you jumped right to it. We talk about resilience and that stroke. And I know you told the story several times to me. Ameen's, in addition to being our Community Father of the Year award winner, he's a longtime FMP alum, like he said, so he's been to many of our groups, been around a long time, and just has just really modeled excellently as a community model. But he always talks about his history of sales, like you did sales for a long time and was just really crushing it, and I know that was something that you had to slow down on, like after the stroke. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, when I did have a stroke, I was working for Warner Cable at the time.
Yeah,
and I came to a lady's house. It was that's normally the way you did sales.
Yeah, coming in, doing the presentation and all that.
Presentation, all that. And it was on a Saturday, and I was a karate instructor, as I said. And all my kids had won the karate tournament. Like, had 10 kids, and they all took first and second place. So I was very relaxed.
Oh, you was a hell of a teacher then.
Yeah.
They was out there doing the thing.
But I was very relaxed. And next thing you know, I had a hard time talking, I said, what's going on? I couldn't understand it, I just did like that, And she looks at me, and I looked at her. And then I had to, I took my phone away and just held the phone out of my hand. And she looked at me again, and I looked back at her, and I hand the phone to her. And so she took the phone and walked away and went into the kitchen.
Okay.
And I was just sitting there. And then I just fell down on the floor and couldn't understand what was going on there. And my girlfriend called,
Yeah.
And I tried to talk to her. I couldn't talk. Man. So then I called again and tried to talk to her again. And I couldn't talk.
Like you knew what you wanted to say, but it just wouldn't come out. Like you just trapped in your own body.
Yep.
Man.
So the next thing I knew, I passed out. And 5.5 hours later, this girl comes and tries to help me. Because I went to the bathroom, and I thought it was very strange that I could go to the bathroom. I figured out where to go to the bathroom at, and she was very puzzled by that, and I was puzzled too.
Mind tricky, man.
So I fell on the floor, and she helped me up off the floor, and so she took me by the arm because I couldn't walk hardly.
Man.
And so she helped me down the stairs. It was 3210 West Wells. The buildings isn't there anymore. They tore it all the way down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But she helped me down the stairs and took me out to my car. And I was saying then, how did she know where my car is? But what it was four girls that had they went out and used my car to go and have parties or go out and party and all.
Wait, so all this happened?
Yeah.
While you was out, so so some hours then progressed.
Right.
It probably felt like it was a short time, but this, dang, they just left you there and they just took advantage, huh?
Yep.
Damn, that's
five and a half hours.
5.5 hours. You did say that too. 5.5 hours.
Because I know that from the time I finished the karate school. I finished my karate class, and I got to her house. And by the time I got to her house, it was only 15 minutes I drove to her house.
Right.
And so 5.5 hours it went by anyway. And the girl took my car.
So they could have helped you, but they just instead they just took advantage. That's man, that's fine. I hope they paid for that. You know, like that's they didn't pay for it. And did they get charged with anything? No, they probably paid for it in karma. Then
they didn't pay for it, and I didn't look at it as a charge or anything. I was happy that this lady saved my life.
Oh, okay.
Because
she the same lady did actually call. At least she called the.
Oh, not her. It was her cousin.
Okay. So somebody was all right. Somebody was good. Somebody did the right thing. But one lady like, oh, this is a lick. The other lady like, oh man, this saved this fella's life. Yeah.
So she took me to St. Joe's Hospital, in which I sat out front in a hospital chair.
Right.
And I sat out there, and then she took off with the car. And I looked at her take off with the car. And the security guard comes out there. He goes, "Do you need help, sir?" So I signaled to him. I couldn't really say it, so I signaled to him. Yes, I did need help, and so he said, "Just a minute." Three medical technicians came out to check on me and all, and then so they rushed me rushed me back, and back in the hospital, and. Next thing you know, I was dead. Everything was blank.
Yeah.
So
that's where you would die.
Yeah.
Yeah. You was actually dead. You was actually gone. You was gone, right?
I was gone.
And how long did they say you was out?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like clinically dead for 15 minutes.
But
you back here with us.
What makes it so interesting is I saw the girl at my Marcus DeBack Park.
Oh, really? Okay.
She came by my house. This
so this years later.
15 years later.
Yeah.
I saw her at the park, and she all the blanks I missed out on, she filled in all those blanks.
Really? Okay. And this is the young lady who saved your life. That one, right?
No, the girl.
Oh, the one who stole your car.
The one who stole my car.
Ooh, that was awkward.
I really wanted to say I'm really happy that she did save my life. The girl that I was writing the order up from,
okay,
I saw her in the park. She never did hook me up with a girl that saved my life.
Okay.
I asked her, please, I really want to see her.
Okay.
I really wanted to thank her.
But like you said, but even in that moment where she took advantage, like at least they made sure they took your car, but they made sure you made it to the hospital. I guess just the bad end. But hey, I think it's amazing, to go through that and to kind of like live another life, because people always say like, man, you should seen this guy back in the day because he was so good and so quick with the sales and but it's like now you still serving the community in other ways, and as like you said, father to a whole nother set of kids, essentially, is what able to go on and just do some beautiful stuff. I just wanted to Joe, so you talk a little bit about your second chance, at fatherhood, for those who for those listening. The way we do the FMP Awards selections is, folks send in the stories. I give the stories. We have actually an anonymous panel that, chooses, our winners. So we get these stories. And this year, and it's funny, I never actually did this. The reason we use an anonymous panel is because, hey, man, first of all, I think it's the fairest thing to do, just like when we think about how we pick, and choose our winners. But also, I don't want to get beat down for not picking nobody's daddy. So I take that burden off just a little bit. But this year, I did something that I didn't really do too much last year. And I just kind of pushed back a little bit and just asked, like, why him? Why them? Why this person is a winner? And I know one of the people who read Joe's story, just kind of talked about how touching it was because I mean, also some assumptions, and I want you to actually just kind of speak to this if you're willing. But to have, because Joe, like you and me, got older children, younger children, but to have older children where you had these relationships that you kind of felt like so much of life and things interfered with, and to be able to just find redemption of that on the other end, and they just really related to that,
Yeah. So, I had my first son when I was 17, and then had another son at 19. Now, at 17 and 19, you have no clue. You have no clue, and
I can relate to that too.
You're just doing what you think is the right thing to do in the moment. So, I say that to say this, my dad was in the house.
Yeah.
My dad was one of the most hardest working people you'll ever meet in your life. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. If somebody said he couldn't do it, he was going to do it.
Right.
But my dad was not one of those people that would verbally teach you something. So anything you learned by just watching him. But at the time, that wasn't good enough for me. I didn't understand that. It didn't make sense. So when I had my first two boys, it just didn't register to me that that's the way it should be. So when I had them, I moved away, went to school, and then moved to another city. But in the process of trying to find myself, I lost them. I lost them, and that's the realization of it. I lost them. And so when you say redemption, you have to figure out a way of finding them.
Right.
And because they feel some type of way to you about not being their dad from day one. And I totally understand it. But, they didn't understand it. Like, why is dad gone? Or why is he not here to do this? Or why he's not here to do that? And true story, my son called me on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And he's, not to date myself, but he's 33.
This the oldest one?
No. Actually, he's 32. My oldest boy is 34.
Okay. So
there's an age gap between the first two and the last two. So there's 34, 32, 11, and 12.
Right.
So I kind of did like my man here did.
Y'all both got the stretch.
Started all over again. But he called me, and we were just talking about life, just life in general. And before I know it, it was 2 hours. We were on the phone for 2 hours. But when I say redemption in the fact, like some people are just not, some dads are just not in the position of not being able to even have a conversation with their kids.
Right.
After the fact that they felt like you wasn't there for them.
Right.
So, for me, it's just a blessing not for me to call him, but for him to call me. Because that tells me I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Did y'all ever have that moment? Like was there ever like moment, or maybe it was a series? Sometimes, sometimes it's that moment, and sometimes it's like a series of moments where, it's just like you had that realization and you able just to have that real conversation with your kids or with your, just like, hey man, I wish if I'd have known now at 30 what I knew at 17 and 19, and just being able just to like, I guess kind of apologize sometimes, for how we show up.
It took me a while to be able to do that because I made myself feel bad about it and not be able to just say, you know what, just talk to them about where you was at in your life, even though it may not make sense to them, but just talk to them about it. And so with my first two boys, I told them, I said, at 17 and 19, I had no clue. And because I didn't have no clue, you guys suffered from it. You guys didn't get the best of me. And so now at my age, I want you guys to understand that this wasn't done deliberately to hurt you. This was done because this was the path that was given to me. And so they fully understood. You know, they didn't hold it against me, even though for years I thought they did. But when you come out and just tell them that this is what it was at the time, instead of them just assuming or not knowing, it just made the relationship between us a whole lot more better.
Appreciate that. That reminds me of something, and I'm gonna show it. I pulled my phone out for a reason because I'm gonna show something. But I wanted to just quickly ask because I want to ask about this before I forget. Ameen is you're an acclaimed author. You wrote a book. You know, the Life of the Chameleon, right? Yep. And you just kind of talk about some of the ways that you came up and some of that adversity you kind of made through, and it's a good read too. You all, get it on Amazon. You want to talk a little bit about the book?
Well, I wrote the book because it was the way I felt. I felt like I was the way of the chameleon. I felt like everything I did was like a chameleon. The jobs that I had, I got laid off, so you had to come back and get another job. You got to have another space to work and save money and all kind of things like that.
Yeah.
So it was very important that I felt that way, and naturally, this is before I had my stroke and all.
Mm-hmm.
There were when I started dealing with white people, we'll say. It was a way of when I went to college, there were 3 blacks in the whole entire college.
Okay.
Like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
It's 3. Me, the guy I actually knew from Milwaukee, and a girl that was pregnant. So that's all that was there.
So you was like a vanilla bean speck on an ice cream cone, on a vanilla ice cream cone.
And I was learning architecture model building.
Okay.
Which that didn't go very well because I got 6 months into learning. I had this white guy again.
Okay.
Came in and robbed my whole entire place.
Oh, geez.
Robbed my apartment building. $6,000. I didn't think for some reason I didn't think I was able to get robbed, I guess. But
setbacks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he took all that, and the guy who hooked me up into getting an apartment building, his name was Richard Chork.
Okay.
And he owned the whole entire complex. So he just gave me $500 back, from it. But
so that's how you wrote the book. That
was really the beginning of the book.
Okay.
Because like it was that he when I first came up to Green Bay, Wisconsin, that's where NWTI was. I had an instructor, Master Cho.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Master Cho.
Yeah.
And he took me and found this guy because I told him straight up, I could not find a place because you went around, you're a black guy, go around and knock on doors, and there's places, they say all these places are available in the newspaper.
Right.
Green Bay Press Gazette, And you go there and the people tell you that, no, we don't have any available. So you go to the next door. No, we don't have any available. Go to the next door. We don't invite niggas here. Just come right down and tell you.
Yeah.
Point blank what it was.
So it was a lot of obstacles.
A lot of obstacles.
Just navigating all those different obstacles, over the years. And and I know you talked a lot about your childhood and just all the way up into the college years, but just all these different places where you just had to adapt and be something else. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And then I even started at Time Warner Cable, and it was a thing there because I was probably wasn't the only black there, but they never expected me to do as well as I did. I was top salesman at Warner Cable.
Oh yeah.
But I got that from my experience in all the things that I did before.
Right.
I worked for Capeco's in Lake Mills, Wisconsin. Was only 3 blacks there. Mm-hmm. I worked for Arnold Foods. There was only 5 blacks there. So I worked so many times around people.
And it wasn't always like a good experience either. Sometimes folks.
It was a good experience really to me, but
okay.
I learned from all of them. And then at Warner Cable, when we finished, I finished first anyway, and won a trip to Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, let's go. Shout out, yeah.
And so I learned from, and like you say, you learn from that because you got 22 guys that go to Puerto Rico all at once,
right?
And they pay for 22 guys.
So that was an experience.
That
even
was an
in
experience.
Itself. Just the trip,
And the trip was in.
Sound like a social experiment.
Man.
22 Milwaukeeans in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
22 Milwaukee brothers in Puerto Rico.
Yep. And then I went to the Bahamas.
Okay.
Then I went to Virgin Islands. I mean, I went to Las Vegas. I went to Las Vegas 3 times. I kept on winning.
Right.
So.
Oh, so each year you want. Oh, okay,
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
So you learn a lot through different people,
right?
Different types of people.
Well, don't tell the whole book. you gotta leave something. But I wanted to play a clip real quick. Guess who I ran into? This segment. Guess who I ran into? I ran into Josh. Joshua Johnson, who is a longtime FMP member. Man, Josh got a story, man. Josh, as many people may know who know Josh is a longtime FMP alum. Josh went to prison when he was 18. He did 10 years for armed robbery. Anyway, Josh came home. He picked his life up. He got involved with the trades. Long story short, he got married, didn't work. Got married again, didn't work. This time he ended up with a child. He actually joined FMP, because he was, just really jumping right into relationships. He just like he will be here to tell the story one day. So I ain't gonna tell too much of the story. But Josh said something profound. Actually, Josh came to one of he's actually one of our FMP board members. Josh then, like I said, he went from apprenticeships to Josh is touring the country talking about apprenticeships. And works on a national level as a public speaker. He has a book tour. He has a book as well. And during his book tour, he made a stop here. And so Josh just kind of talked about that moment.
The pardon me moment came from the clarity that I received after I got turned down at the parole board. 5 years into my 20-year sentence, I got turned down, and I walked back to my room, and I remember I was at Oshkosh Correctional, and I looked in the mirror, and I just started crying. And the one thing that I said to myself is, I'm never coming back to prison. And that was my pardon me moment. From that moment forward, I did everything I could to get the hell out of prison and to make sure that once I got out, I would never come back. So we want to know people's pardon me moment, where it's something that just clicked. Because in all of us, everything there is, whether it's being a better dad, being a better husband, not going back to jail, or finding a better job, there's that moment of clarity that comes over you, that from that moment forward, you're starting to look ahead and you're not looking back.
So I thought that was heavy, when you talk about that pardon me moment. So it's that one moment, kind of like I asked, earlier. So for you, what was that pardon me moment? What was that moment that you said, no more to that old stuff? I gotta pick this up. I gotta make this right. Like being able to have those discussions with your kids. Like, was it that one moment that happened that just kind of turned things around for you, like that part of me moment?
I think for me, my part of me moment was it's kind of crazy to say this, but when your son tells you you don't feel like he didn't feel like I was his dad.
Ooh.
That was my part of me moment. And so when he told me that, it registered me. It just registered to me that you're doing something wrong here. You're not being the best available person for him. And that'll do something to you.
Yeah.
It should do something to you. If it don't, then you just don't care. But it did something to me. So when my son told me that, I had to be about 30, 31 at the time. And so when he told me that, I was like, wow. So I didn't want that. I didn't want that to be my story, and I definitely didn't want that to be his story. So when he told me that, I said, okay, enough is enough.
Enough is enough, man.
Enough is enough. Yeah.
I feel that, and it's got to be humbling, and as a father, like I know I've had several of those moments myself, just different scenarios. Like I remember my kids were really young, and I just saw some parallels to some things that I had seen. I'm just like, dang, I remember how this story ended. I got to do something a little bit different. And then I remember later on, like even after I kind of made some changes in my life when I went through, divorce from my, because I ain't got the stretches y'all got. Like, my oldest is 29 and my youngest is 11, but it's still a stretch. None the same, But like I have a blended family. I got remarried, and I just remember, I remember apologizing to my sons, like even though, nothing's ever completely one person's fault or another, but I remember just apologizing to my sons about not making it work with their mom. It's just something like, even though I did what I was supposed to do, but it's just like sometimes it still didn't work, and
it's funny that you say that, because my oldest son said the same thing to me. He was like, I just didn't understand why it didn't work with you and my mom, and I just basically told him it just didn't work. Yeah. It just didn't work. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
I think he took some of the blame for that for some strange reason. But
that's what kids do, man.
Yeah, but I just basically told him that wasn't your fault. It just didn't work. It just wasn't in the cards for us to be together like that on a regular basis. But you need to understand that doesn't stop who we are going to be to you as your mom and your dad. So
that's real.
Yeah.
Mine was a little different. I think my thing really happened when I thought about it one time, and I said, you got to quit being a player. I was living a life of being a playboy and a player all the time.
Okay.
And I always lived on that playerism thing.
Mm-hmm.
The kids.
I know you talked about that in the book too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but little kids, they don't see it, but older kids do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
When I decided to go on and be a part of FMP, you wearing on your shirt FMP.
Mm-hmm. So you can't be out there like that.
Exactly.
I hear that. Yeah, definitely.
So that's how I got started.
Man, I appreciate that. It inadvertently brought up romance, Love Blueprint really quick. I know we running out of time, but Love Blueprint, so let's talk about some of the relationship dynamics we have. Of course, we know that, I'm like I said, I'm, blended family, happily married. Hi Crystal, that's my wife. But hey, what's going on? Like how like what's your status? You wanna?
Oh man, blended family as well, man. Married to my wife Bridget. We got married during COVID 2020 when it was just getting real. So got married, and I will say this about her. Absolutely one of the most supporting people in my journey as being a dad, as being a father, because not everybody that you with, especially when you're blending families, don't want to see that happen.
That's real.
And that's crazy to say because you find people say, well, these are my kids, those are your kids. And it's not like that with us.
These are our kids.
These are our
These
kids.
are our kids.
And
Yeah.
so because of that, I'm very grateful for her. But, you know, like, that's just life. It's just life. It's, you know, blending families and being one, being a unit. So, yeah, I'm just grateful for the fact that support is always there, even though when you feel like you've done everything you possibly could do, support is always great.
Man, and shout out to Bridget. You know,
Yeah.
I know Miss Bridget. Yeah, she's an awesome, sweet person.
Yeah.
Man, let me ask. I ask it another way for you. I mean, let me ask: do you see marriage in the cards again for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do see marriage in the cards, but right now, for the last 3 years, I've practiced having nobody.
Oh, okay. Oh, and that's power. Say that again. I practice having no. That's powerful.
Yeah, that's real powerful.
And more brothers need to do that too.
Yeah.
Like seriously, we'll watch a lot of our problems go away if we can just really practice having nobody, just being okay with building ourselves up and being by ourselves.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
And it gives me a sense of happiness, just being by yourself.
Being by yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, and it feels very funny, you know, after going years of having somebody always there, and going nobody. It's kind of different. I do have a friend that stays at the house.
Okay. Yeah.
She's been there 3 years. Just that's it, you know.
just mutual. We just look out. We just look out for each other.
Look out for each other. Look out, you know, me and my kids. You know, because I have my kids. I got her kid.
Okay.
I got but they're friends. They always, even now, even yesterday, they got 5 kids by the house.
And them some awesome kids too. Them kids, those kids go to all our events. You know, some of them are entrepreneurs. Those are some awesome kids, man. I swear. Well, I appreciate you all. You know, so hey, you know, we talk about redemption, and you know, it's you know, the thing is, you know, well, one of my, you know, not to get all religious on folks, but one of my favorite stories in the Bible was the story of Job, because it's a story of redemption. You know, it's so easy for folks to do good when good is set out in front of you all the time. But, you know, what happens when you get a little dirt on you? What happens when you get kicked? You know, can you get back up? Being able to get back up, you know, to me is, you know, that resilience is something that everybody doesn't possess. So for those who do possess it, and for those who do, you know, are able to shine, you know, amidst the obstacles that life throw at you, hey man, let's give them their flowers. So hey, I appreciate you, brothers. Appreciate y'all. Come to the FMP Awards.
Yes.
You know, FMP Awards, June 19th. Hey, you know, this has been, you know, the FMP podcast. You know, this is our first episode being able to be seen. You know, hope I didn't disappoint anybody by how visually striking I am. No, but I'd like to thank my guests. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
You know, thank you, Ameen, for being here. Until our next show, I want everyone to stay present, stay positive, and stay making progress. Peace.
Fathers making progress, FMP. Every day I strive to be a better me. Whole lot of scars, couple felonies.